She was not a warship. She was not a passenger liner. She was a guardian of American waters, built to protect, guide, and save. But one night, in calm, familiar waters, she vanished beneath the surface. Her name was USCGC Blackthorn. This is the true story of a Coast Guard cutter lost not in war, not in a storm, but in confusion, darkness, and seconds. The United States Coast Guard is built on discipline, precision, and routine. Its ships operate close to shore, in known channels, with experienced crews. Disasters are supposed to happen far offshore, in hurricanes or combat. But the loss of USCGC Blackthorn proved something terrifying. Even the most familiar waters can become deadly. If you want real maritime disasters based on investigation and survivor accounts, consider subscribing. These stories are real and often overlooked. USCGC Blackthorn was commissioned in 1944. She was a buoy tender built to service navigation aids, lighthouses, buoys, beacons. She was strong, stable, designed to work in shallow coastal waters. For decades, she served without major incident, guiding ships safely through American ports. Blackthorn operated primarily in the Gulf of Mexico. She maintained shipping lanes, removed damaged buoys, installed new navigation markers. Her crew knew the waters well. Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg, Clearwater. These were not dangerous, unknown seas. They were home. January 28, 1980. Blackthorn was returning to port after routine operations. It was night. Visibility was limited but manageable. Traffic moved normally through the channel. Another vessel was inbound. The tanker Capricorn, loaded with fuel, massive, slow to maneuver. As the two ships approached each other, standard passing procedures were expected. But miscommunication occurred. Lights were misinterpreted. Positions were misunderstood. Seconds passed. Then it became clear they were on a collision course. The tanker Capricorn struck USCGC Blackthorn. The impact was devastating. The cutter rolled violently. Within moments, she capsized. Crew members were thrown into the water, trapped inside compartments, or crushed. There was no time. Tampa Bay water was cold, dark, and unforgiving. Men struggled to escape. Some surfaced, others never did. The ship sank quickly, taking lives with her. This disaster happened in minutes, in a channel used daily. Subscribe if you want to understand how routine can turn deadly. Nearby vessels responded immediately. Rescue crews pulled survivors from the water. But many were already gone. 23 Coast Guardsmen died. Fathers, sons, husbands. The loss shook the Coast Guard deeply. An intensive investigation followed. Every radio call, light signal, and maneuver was examined. The findings revealed a chain of small errors. No single villain, no single failure, just human misjudgment. In darkness, under pressure, investigators discovered another hidden factor. Blackthorn had undergone modifications. Additional weight had been added over the years. Her stability margins were reduced. When struck, she had little chance to recover. This was not widely understood by the crew. The collision itself did not sink her. The sudden shift of weight and open watertight doors allowed water to rush in. She rolled and stayed rolled. Seconds decided everything. Crew members followed training, but training met chaos. Night operations rely on interpretation, not certainty. A small mistake in light recognition can mean death. Blackthorn proved this brutally. The Coast Guard mourned publicly. Funerals were held across the country. Flags lowered. Commands changed. Procedures were rewritten. After Blackthorn, navigation rules were clarified. Bridge resource management improved. Stability standards for cutters were reevaluated. Lives lost became lessons learned. USCGC Blackthorn rests on the bottom of Tampa Bay. She is broken, scattered. Divers describe a silent wreck preserved by shallow water. She is not visited often. She is not famous, but she is a grave. Blackthorn is abandoned not because she is unimportant, but because her story is uncomfortable. It reminds us that professionalism does not guarantee safety. That routine can breed blindness. The secret of USCGC Blackthorn is not collision, it is accumulation. Small changes, small assumptions, small misunderstandings. Together, they sink ships. 23 Coast Guardsmen never returned home. Their names live on in memorials and in Coast Guard training. They are remembered quietly as guardians who died doing routine duty. Modern ships are safer. Technology is better, but humans remain human. Blackthorn reminds us that vigilance never ends. USCGC Blackthorn did not fight a storm or enemy fire. She faced something more dangerous: familiar waters, routine duty, and a moment of confusion. An abandoned cutter with lessons written in steel and silence. Some disasters are forgotten because they are not dramatic. Subscribe if you want the real stories, the ones that quietly changed maritime safety forever.